Good morning, chickens. Good morning, chickens. We'll come back and feed them later. They need some food. Probably some water. Got a little project to do today. We need to be able to get water out to our other chickens, the meat birds. But what we need to do right now is we need a water so that we can bring waters out to our chickens. We don't have a water source out here, so we have to bring it to them. So we're just going to make a little homemade waterer. All right, let's cobble something together. So what I think I can do is there is a drain. We ordered a brand new sprayer type water buffalo. I don't know where the term water buffalo comes from. It's a construction term, but usually it's just a tank for fresh water. And on the drain spout, we're going to put a little valve, and then we're just going to have an open-ended hose. I'm going to cut the end off, and then we'll just have a way to fill up water buckets. Hopefully this will work pretty decent. Should be enough gravity pressure there to be able to fill up some water buckets for the chickens and whatever else we can get. These do have little washers with them, but it's been my experience that these molded plastic fittings here and threads, they don't seal very well. So we'll give it a little Teflon tape. It doesn't have to hold much pressure, but I don't want it to leak. Yep, beautiful. Do the same for this one. No reason not to. I didn't have anything here on the farm to use, so I just went to the hardware store and went looking for stuff like MacGyver would. I believe this was a water hose for filling a washing machine. It'll work. They just needed a short hose. And since I don't need that end, I'll cut it off. I'll leave a little pigtail on there in case I ever want to use it for something. I can splice something into it. Yep. Not much to it though. I will get a magic marker though, and we're going to write water only. We'll write it on there with the Magnum. Why write it on one side when you can write it on both? Now we look official. Let's go fill it up with water. Well, I don't need to give the chickens any water right now. We're also going to use it to probably water the garden and some other areas. Though I did run a hose all the way out to the garden. In case you're wondering, I did already rinse it out. I don't trust anything that I get. I wouldn't want to drink out of it before I cleaned it, so I won't feed it to my animals until I've cleaned it for them either. Alright, so you can see it's about 35 gallons. That's plenty. I'll probably be a while before I need to put water in it. At least a week. Let's go check on the meat birds. There's about 50 meat birds. There's roughly 25 birds in each chicken tractor. And we move them every day, once a day. You can see it's already been several days. We need to come and mow the grass a little bit in front of them. They don't really like it when it's too long. Just haven't got to it yet. They'll still eat it, but they would prefer for it to be a little bit shorter. And then to help with chores, we decided we would get a grain cart. This was not my idea. I took this from Pete from Just a Few Acres Farm. He had a similar design for his chickens. So it's a Tractor Supply type wagon. And then I just made a plywood top for it so it'll hold a little bit more. Had some scrap tin. Made a little track for it to run in. Used some scrap wood. Didn't cost me anything except for the cart. But one solid piece of tin. It's rained several times and no water gets in there to the grain. I did seal up the edges with some foam though around the bottom just to keep the grain from spilling and keep critters from getting in. we find that the birds, they look better out on pasture, and they certainly are cleaner than they were when they were in the brooder. This is just a better way to raise meat birds. And we got, it's 100 feet of fence, the poultry wire, or poultry netting rather. It's not to keep the birds in, it's to keep the predators out. I don't see a whole lot of stuff up here close to the house, but we do have foxes, weasels, raccoons, other things that would certainly like a free chicken dinner, although they would probably be pretty safe in the boxes. This is just an added line of defense. So about every 3 days or so we have to move the fence forward a little bit. You can see the area where we made hay earlier this year. I didn't show any of that in the video. I did make a short about it, but anytime you make videos, it takes twice as long to get something done. And I was pressed for time, so that did not really get videoed. I have some clips of it, but not enough to make anything worth watching. But you can see where it's nice and green. There's a few patches here where it was so thick the hay bine was clogging up, and I didn't come back and cut it lower. I don't really need the hay right now. We're just using it for compost and bedding and mulch, and if somebody wants some, let me know. I'll sell it cheap. I have some of it here on the trailer in the shop. It made pretty decent hay. It smells nice and sweet and fresh in here. I don't really have anywhere else to put it though. I put the rest of it on a pallet over there. There's another 30 bales on a pallet. So I got about 85 bales off of an acre and a half roughly. That's all I cut. But you can definitely tell where I made hay and where I just bush hogged, because it's definitely come back greener. Sheldon. Sheldon. Demeter Lawn Care come by and took care of our flower bed up front. Put some new mulch down, took the weeds out. Oh man, it looks nice. They do a great job. They're super nice people. If you happen to be local to the Northwest Pennsylvania area, check them out. Really churches up the place a little bit. Makes it look real nice. Let's go check on chickens. May. Sheldon. Our broccoli is doing pretty decent. It does look like there's some bugs that have been eating on it a little bit, but it's not terrible. There's a few more right there. They've been doing better than I thought they would in the shade. All the chickens are inside. Probably sitting in the shade. There's chickens. They're funny because they recognize you. They'll come greet you. Chicken. And we've got a few more. Of course, the meat birds are out on pasture, but turn this fan off. But we got some baby Brahma chicks. I think they're maybe a week old. And then we're not too sure what this guy is. He was the extra chick from the meat birds from the McMurray hatchery. But he kind of looks like a Brahma. I say he's probably a hen. He was a little bit bigger than the new chicks though. So. It's plenty warm in here right now. We'll just turn the heat lamp off for a little bit and turn the fan back on. We need to open the shop. And the meat birds. So you can see where we made hay, where it's real green in this little area here. We only cut 1.5 acres or so, but everywhere where you see all the brown stuff still sticking up, we didn't cut that for hay. And it's been growing for several weeks, so we need to go cut it down. So what we do right now, since we're not making hay on all of it, is we basically do what cattle would do if we were grazing it. And we cut it back to 3 or 4 inches tall, try to keep the grass in a constant state of growing, keep pressure on the weeds that we can, and mulch up the green matter as sort of a green fertilizer back to the field. Works pretty good. We didn't cut it very short though the first time, because it's pretty tall when we cut it first time in the year. It's a long time before you can get out there in the fields and work because it's so muddy and spring is wet. So, but now we can go out there and we can clip it back a little bit. So we need to move out the small tractor so that we can get the M5 out in a larger batwing mower, and we'll go mow some field. These are locked in the up position so they don't fall down in the shop there. And then that way this mower doesn't take up quite as much room. So we'll unlock these, and then we have these spacers here. They come in a couple sizes, but they keep the shaft from going down any further to keep it from bleeding off, and holds a constant height there for mowing. And we want to mow a little bit slower than we usually do, so we're actually going to take one off, let it mow maybe, I don't know, another inch or two shorter. So I'll let this one ride in the cab with me for now, but you can see right here where it's real green. This is where we cut some hay. Looks real nice. I don't think I'll cut a second cut off of this. I'll probably just let this grow up, and then we'll trim it back here maybe in a month or so. But right now we're going to go over here and cut up some of this stuff that we didn't cut it as short as it probably should have been. funny though. I don't know what it is about bush hogging and mowing. People love watching that on YouTube. I do a lot of it, and I still watch it on YouTube. Just something that's satisfying about mowing, I guess, you know. Just driving in big circles. There's some rocks over here. I need to come over here with the backhoe and get them out. Kind of got to lift the mower up a little bit to go over them. So I just got to watch for those. Other than that, there's not a lot in this field other than some wet spots and then some gopher holes. Well, I say gopher, they're woodchucks, groundhogs. They really can make a mess, and they can be destructive.